Hi, I'm Kendall. Welcome to my greenhouse. I'm going to show you a project I just cleaned up yesterday. It's basically winter solstice, the shortest days of the year, and I finally got some fall plants that I had purchased into some pots outside, and I figured they were still alive, and so might as well put them in the containers and see how they do over winter. So I'm just going to show you what I did, and then we can check back and see if they die or see if they're good. So if you have some plants sitting around and you're not sure if they're done for, if you should just throw them away or might as well try, let me show you what I did. It didn't take very much time at all, and now I just get to watch and see how they do. Let's take a look. Thanks for joining me. Alrighty, so here is my container. There are bulbs underneath here. These are some Dutch irises that started to come up, and there are some daffodils and tulips that I stuck in here last year, and I added a layer of soil from the green Lowe's bag, and then in the back row here there is borage. I haven't actually cleaned it up, I just popped it in. If the stem looks like this, it's not going to come back, but you can see little white flower there, that's borage, so that got damaged, but there's still some green, so let's see if it gets too cold or if that will pop up with new growth. So I just line those up against the back. They will be tall if they grow. I cut back some chives and stuck them here. I broke the chive container in half, put half here and put half in the other container. There are some kale here. And then there's a primrose in the middle. I didn't do a good job. It was pretty wet when I was doing this of getting the soil out of the middle, but we'll just see how she does. There is some rainbow chard here. This one has 3 plants. The other one I only had 2. So we'll see how that does. And then I had this little campanula that I stuck in the corner. That's a trailing plant. Here's the tag for the primrose, ballerina cream. So that is supposed to be a cold weather plant. We'll see how she does. So I left room around the sides for the bulbs to come up, and this container gets a bit more sun than the other one. So along the front of the greenhouse here's the other container. So we'll just see how they do. This one is supposed to be pretty much identical, but it's underneath these cedar trees. So here's the campanula here, chard, kale, borage in the back. I'd be surprised if the borage does well since it's so shady, but might as well try. And here are the chives. And then this primrose has a couple flowers. Again, I wish I had gotten more of the dirt out of the center of the plant. We'll just see how she does. There's new buds coming on there. So if you have the plants, you might as well experiment, get them in the ground or in a pot, see how they do. It's probably going to be pretty cold in January and February. I could always throw some protective thing over them if I want. I probably won't do that, but that's an option. I'm guessing the kale and the chard will probably be fine. And since the campanula is perennial in my area, it'll probably be fine. I think the borage is a roll of the dice, but I had it, so might as well put it in. And chives, also kind of a roll of the dice. They did not look very good when I put them in, so I cut back the tops, and might as well. They tend to be pretty hardy and come back in spring in other areas, so I might as well try them here. I'll give you some updates, so subscribe if you haven't yet so you can get those updates, and I hope to see you again in the greenhouse soon.